So in this video, we're going to solve a medium level LeetCode question. The question number is 452, which is of medium number of arrows to burst a particular balloon. Okay, this question is quite similar to another question in LeetCode, which is 646, which is maximum length of pair chains. There also we have used some XY axis plane or some sort of the pairs concept. In this question too, we are using those concepts. So if you have done that question, it will be pretty easy for you to solve this question. The topics which are being covered in this question are arrays, greedy and sorting. So this is quite an easy problem. First, let's dive into this question. So there are some spherical balloons tapped on a flat wall. Okay, so the wall, if there is a wall, it is of x and y plane. Okay, the balloons are being represented as a 2D integer array points where the point I will start with x start and x end. These are the points which are being there in the balloons because it has been represented in a 2D array, 2D integer array. Okay, so the x start and x ends denote a balloon whose horizontal diameter. So if you have a diameter, it will start from point x and it will end at particular point x between the x start and x end. Okay, so we do not know the exact y coordinate of the balloons. Okay, we don't need it. Okay, so arrow can be shot up directly vertically. Okay, it can be shot up, it can't be shot down because if we have given an array, we have to shoot it up. So in the positive y direction from different point in the x-axis. Okay, the balloon with the x start and x end is burst by an arrow shot at x if the x arrow is in between the x end. Okay, and there is no limit to the number of arrows that can be shot. A short arrows keep traveling up infinitely, bursting any number of balloons in the parts. Okay, and we have given the points. We have to return the minimum number of arrows that must shot to burst all the balloons. We'll take an example. We will take an easy example just to get the feel of the question. Okay, we'll use this. Like we can take one more line. We can take one more line, and suppose this is our. We can just increase our axis, which will be very useful for us. Okay. I think now it's looking fine. Good. So we have given this xy plane. Okay, we'll just move or take every step as per the question. What all things that we given in the question, we'll move according to that. Okay. Suppose we have some balloons. There is a balloon. If balloon is this, suppose we are this sort of balloon, a spherical balloon. Okay, it has x end here, x start. It will have a certain diameter. It will have x start and the x end. Okay, so we will just keep in mind the diameter only. And if we have another balloon, okay, if we have this another balloon, it will have a diameter. There it will have x end, x start, x end. If we have another balloon like in here, so we'll have an x start, x end. Another balloon, it has an x start, x end. So we'll just take care, or we'll just keep in mind the arrays. Oh, sorry, the diameters, and we'll take the diameters values x start and x end as a pairs, and we'll keep we will do the question as per that. Okay, let's just start our question. Let's just start our question. Like suppose there is a balloon. It has certain diameter like this. If you have another balloon, it has diameter like this. If you have another balloon, it has like diameter like this. If you have another balloon whose diameter is like this, and you have another balloon whose diameter is somewhat like this. I think we got the feel about why we're putting this line and why we are making complete balloon, because we are only limited to its diameter. Okay, let's suppose now if I am firing an arrow from this point, what is the limit, or what is the limited number of balloons this particular arrow can burst? It will move in forward y-axis, forward y-axis, forward y-axis, forward y-axis, forward y-axis, and it can burst the balloon number 1 easily. If this has been busted, but does this arrow can burst another balloon? Nope, this cannot. But if we put our arrow here, okay, if we put our arrow here, it can easily burst this balloon, and it has given in the question that there is no limit that the number of arrow can they shoot, and a shoot arrow keep traveling infinitely, bursting any balloons in its path. This means that this particular balloon can burst, this particular arrow can burst this balloon and even this balloon, because it is coming in its path. If we check towards the y-axis, it is coming in its path. Now if we want to burst from here, if we take an arrow, if we will take an arrow at this particular point, also we will be able to burst this balloon and this balloon. So we will have to take a case where we will be we have to take a case where we can possibly burst maximum number of balloons in minimum number of arrows. So to solve this question, we'll take first we'll just erase all of them. We'll take the same concept of we have given some array pairs as the diameters of the balloon. So first we will sort the array, sort the pair as per the endpoint. Okay, we'll sort all the ranges. Like suppose this is the first one, like this is the second one, let's assume this has to be third one. Okay, now this is going to be the no, like I think this is a pretty factor balloon. This is the case for you, and this is the case for you. So how many maximum number of balloons do we need to fire to burst out all the balloons? So we'll take our first arrow here. Okay, this will burst this balloon, and this balloon. Now we'll take another balloon. This will just burst this one individually for this two balloons. So in this case, we have using 3 arrows to burst all the balloons. Okay, so this was the approach we are using for this question. We'll just we'll just take the endpoints. Okay, endpoints of all these values or all these balloons, the x end, okay, the diameter end part, and check whether the previous one is or previous one or the next one coming in that particular path or array. Not if it is coming, it will surely burst that particular balloon. Okay, we will come to the coding part. We will in the coding part we are sorting the array as per the end part, and we are making a function cmp. That function is taking care of the all the sorting part. Then we'll start the total with 1 and start from the, we'll then move to a second and check whether it is overlapping or not. We'll check whether it's overlapping or not from the start point of view. Then we, if it is intersecting, or if it is yeah, if it is intersecting, then we'll then it's clear that it will burst, and if it is not, then we'll make a new group and we'll point it to that, and at the end we will return the total that we got. So in this way we can solve this particular question. It is quite a medium level question, and we have seen the approach and we have seen the code. Let's just run the code. Okay, let's just run this code and check whether it is running correct or not. It has been accepted. Let's just submit it, check whether we are thorough with all the TLEs and this stuff. Yeah, so it has been successfully submitted. That's it. So that's it for this question.